Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia and today I have another A Better Commandery guide video. Previously, we mentioned the economic potentials of Silk and Spice counties in many of our other guide videos on the channel, but we never really took a deeper look into these specialty counties, so today we're breaking down the numbers and see exactly how lucrative these counties can be. To start, we'll take a look at the map here and see that there are 3 silk specialty counties located in the northwest corner of the map in Jincheng, Wudu, and Hanzhong commanderies, and there are 3 spice specialty counties located in the southwest corner of the map in Yunnan, Jiaozhi, and Yulin commanderies. Now we know where they are, so let's take a look at their building chains to see exactly how much money each of these commanderies can generate. If we take a look at the Silk Traders building chain first here, we can see that it's a linear upgrade path with increasing base income and an increasing global multiplier. This global multiplier is what separates these 2 income sources from every other type of income sources in the game, as every multiplier for Silk and Spice are global instead of local. Being global means that once you collect all 3 counties for each of these resources, every county will become more lucrative because of the presence of the other 2 counties. If we take a look at the Spice building chain, we can see that the income and multiplier levels are identical to that of Silk, so you might think both of these resources play out the same in the game. But as we will soon see, this is not the case. Because aside from the counties themselves, you can find Silk and Spice multipliers on other building chains throughout the game. Let's first take a look at the Spice multipliers. In the game, you can find Spice multipliers in level 5 trade ports. Each level 5 trade ports will provide 50% Spice income multiplier. If we look at the map here, there are a total of 8 trade ports in the game. Beyond trade ports, harbor building chains also can provide Spice income multiplier. If we look at the level 5 harbor building shown here, you'll find another 50% Spice income multiplier. Now, as we know, the harbor building are located in commandery settlements that are located on a water source, and there are a total of 16 such commanderies in the game as shown here. A little side note that between these 2 sources, there is only Nanhai commandery, which has both a trade port and a harbor building. Now for Silk, on the other hand, it's a different story. There is only one building chain in the game that provides Silk income multiplier, and that building chain is the level 5 marketplace building chain as shown here. And as we can see, it only provides 40% Silk income multiplier. This is clearly less than the 50% Spice multiplier in the trade port and harbor building chains, but there are a lot more commanderies that can build the marketplace. Every commandery that does not have a harbor building can build a marketplace. For if you have a harbor building, your marketplace building is replaced instead by the market wharf building, which no longer provide any Silk income multiplier. So with a total of 70 commanderies in the game, there are exactly 54 commanderies on the map that can build the marketplace building to boost Silk income. Now we looked at all the building chains, let's also take a look at the reform tree, as there are a handful of reforms that also boost Silk and Spice income. Here on the reform tree, I've highlighted the 15 reforms needed to unlock all the building chains and all the reforms needed to maximize Silk and Spice income. There are 4 key reforms in particular that are shown here in the Silk Road Expedition, State Monopolies, Merchant Tax Exemption, and Civil Service Recommendation that provides a combined 105% income multiplier to both Silk and Spice equally. So armed with all these numbers, let's do some math and find out exactly how much income these counties can generate for us. Starting with Silk, we have a total of 70 commanderies, and if we take away the 16 harbor commanderies that we listed before, then we're left with 54 possible marketplace commanderies. Then we can multiply this by the 40% that each marketplace can provide to arrive at 2,160% Silk income multiplier. Then we can add on the 65% from each of the 3 Silk counties and 105 from reforms for a total of 2,460%. If we multiply this to the base income of 250 in each of the level 5 Silk counties, we get a grand total of 6,400 Silk income. But since we have 3 such counties, the total silk income ends up being 19,200. And this is just income from 3 counties without any additional assignments or administrator boost. Now, if we look at spice, we start with 16 harbors and 8 trade port for a total of 24 buildings that each provide spice by 50%. Multiply these numbers together and we get 1,200%. Then we add the same 65% from 3 counties and 105% from reforms to get 1,500%. Then we multiply it by the same base income of 250 for a total of 4,000. And for 3 counties combined, we have a final total of 12,000 spice income. Now, if we compare this to the 19,200 from silk, it seems to be a lot worse, but we are forgetting a few key issues with our calculation so far. First, there is a cost associated with the marketplace building. If we take a look again at the level 5 marketplace building that provides silk income multiplier, we see that each of these marketplace buildings have an upkeep cost of 60 gold per turn. So let's revisit our silk math real quick to fix this. If we take away 54 times 60 or 3,240 from the total of 19,200, then we have 15,960 total silk income. This is still significantly higher than the 12,000 spice income, but there are some other factors in play here. For example, all commanderies that provide spice income multipliers, the 16 harbor building and the 8 trade port, are default buildings that you have to build. They're not a choice, so it doesn't disturb any optimal build for those commanderies. And in total, it's a lot less commanderies for you to control to reach the maximum potential for spice income. Conversely, if you look at all the marketplace building for silk income, those commanderies sometimes aren't suited to build marketplace buildings. Let's say you have a simple commandery that just have a farmland county. These commanderies are not great sources of income, so often I have recommended in other guides to keep the settlement level low to save on food and turn these commanderies into simple food producers to fuel your other more lucrative commanderies to build tall. In these cases, you can't build a level 5 marketplace, which requires a small regional city. So practically speaking, you'll never reach 54 commanderies of marketplace building to buff your silk income to the max, even if you have conquered the whole map. So the numbers we see here are more or less theory-crafted maximum income amounts. But regardless, these are still highly lucrative counties because you're getting a whole commandery worth of income out of just a single county. And there are many other small ways to farther boost these income levels. For example, you can use assignments, administrators, or use characters such as Lü Fan or Ma Teng as your leader, heir, or prime minister, as they each can provide another additional 100% multiplier for these 2 income sources. Lastly, at the end of our guide, I want to include a little trivia element to do right by my channel's name. So first, I want to praise the game as they located the silk traders in the northwest part of the map to represent the land route of the Silk Road, and placing the spice traders in the southwest portion of the map also plays well to represent the water routes of the Silk Road. Both paths are shown here. While this map is not entirely reflective of the Han Dynasty period, it still captures the essence of these 2 routes. However, I have a minor beef with the game design as it deviates from history in one key aspect, and that is, China never traded spice during this period of time. The southern water routes of the Han Dynasty shown here on the map also traded silk, as they sail from the key ports of Hepu, Nanhai, and Jiaozhi commanderies all the way to modern-day Cairo to trade silk with the Greeks and Romans, which the Chinese call Daqin. In return, they refer to China as Syrica, which comes from the Greek word Syris, which meant silk, which is a bit more ironic as the name China also comes from the plates that China exported to the West later on in history. So it seems like we have a history of being named for our export. But this is only a small issue, as I understand that the game is using spice to add a different flavor to the game. So this concludes our guide covering silk and spice income in the game. It's a short guide, but I hope you enjoyed it. And please remember to like, subscribe, and comment below to support our channel. And if you want to see more guides for any other aspect of the game, please feel free to comment below to let me know what you'd like to see next. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time. Bye!